much it was helpful and all, and what should be added, what should be omitted, and our gate master is there, Mr. Nagarkar. So welcome you all on the behalf of
display का
of valuers, and
display का इतना ही है.
Institute called Seva Sadan. It's a 112 years old institute founded by widow of Nyayamurthy Ranade. Name was Ramabai Ranade.
Oh.
So she founded this institute. So we have got total around 10 units. And, one of the units is our special children. We have a school for mentally challenged children also. This is English medium school. And down below is the school for special children, adult special children, above 18 age up to 45 age. And for
there is a school for them.
A special school. 100 students are here, mentally challenged students, and 100 students at our other location. So they are younger ones, up to the age of 18. So with this special responsibility, we run the institute, and it was basically founded for girls in 1909.
No, I was just interrupting. We would like to know how they operate, because we might start something like that in Bhubaneswar.
Yeah.
We have that problem, which is a prevalent problem.
It's a holiday now, so just from 1st of May the holiday started. Otherwise, I would have shown you. It's a holiday time, but we'll discuss. I will tell you how we run and how we operate. So I think we will start with the introduction, and then it will be over to our master. Sir.
I'm from Delhi. My education and everything has been in Delhi right from the beginning. The school was Sudha Patel Vidyalaya, somebody may know. And then I went to IIT Delhi. And after that, I joined a company manufacturing electronic components and electrical, electromechanical parts. Then after that, I went to Thompson CSR, a company that is a French company, if you are familiar. They are one of the largest companies in France. And then I came back to Delhi again. Then I joined a company in electronics. We were there for manufacturing of telecommunication equipment. We were the main suppliers to DOT and BSNL. Then I joined Minda Industries, the auto component manufacturers.
Minda
Industries.
Minda Industries, correct. I was the
software
EPC head and purchase head. Then I joined a manufacturing company, printing presses.
अभी आ रहा था, अभी गया.
4-color printing presses for newspaper and all. And then I come to this field of
I am Prabhas Srivastava from Lucknow, and basically I am a mechanical engineer and plant machinery valuer. I started my job with renewable energy from Delhi, and then switched to project engineer as a internships. Then I did insurance survey job.
This one,
and generally started from there as an independent surveyor. Now we can do tax valuer. Yet struggling for IBBI to pass.
Your plant and machinery?
Yeah, plant machinery.
Myself, Satyajit Mohanty from Bhubaneswar, Odisha. I have completed my schooling in State Board. Then I joined Revenue College in Philosophy Science, and I joined KIT Kalinga Institute. I have passed my graduate civil engineer, and I have completed masters in transportation engineering. I have done my MBA in HR. I have done my MSc in real estate valuation. First I started my career in Gamma India Limited as a structural engineer.
Oh yeah. So Raman Subbarao.
Then I moved to state government. I worked there for 5 or 6 years. Then I left that job.
कम्युनिकेट नहीं हो रहा है शायद।
As a regional manager, Poland management. Then I left ICICI Bank. I started my own business. I have seen the opportunity.
ऑन ऑफ करके करेंगे क्या? या ऑन ऑफ करेंगे?
I started.
I run Kumar Konda. Past schooling Kotak Private Secondary School.
Kotak.
Kotak Private Secondary School. Then I BCA College plus 2 and diploma. Then I joined in government sector. EDSM, Electricity Corporation for 3 years. Then compulsory retirement is there due to some financial crisis. Then I have passed LLB. Then taxation काम किया है सब थोड़ा 3
You did LLB?
Yes,
Variety.
Multi-talented person. So
Multi-dimensional. Yeah.
My name is Girish Chaudhary. I am staying in Kalyan and in Thane. I have my basic qualification is diploma mechanical. After that, I am completed chartered engineering from Institute of Mechanical Engineering in 2008. And I have total 27 years of experience in industry, manufacturing industry. I am working in variety of industry. Initially, I worked 9 years in forging industry. After that, automobile part manufacturing industry. Then last organization which I left, there I worked 10 years. That is a totally trading company. There my role is development actually. Reverse engineering करके development is my main role. There I set up in-house manufacturing unit and which is we tool imported from US that I totally manufacturing in-house. And also I am involved in wind energy and renewable energy. Solar, we have solar division also and wind power also.
Wonderful.
So I am also involved in 10 kilowatt wind turbine manufacturing there also. So after that I think, I am also from first company, I am also working in the certification as a MR.
Okay.
I am MR for PS 1649, ISO 9001, OSHA 45, ISO 45001, environmental as well as NABL also. So I am now presently I am doing consultancy for that also, that certificate implementation as well as technical consultant for product development. And side by side I started this activity from last 2 years is valuation.
Okay.
I clear IBBI exam in September and registration done in November.
Okay. Just last month I think I visited few windmills in Nashik.
आया तो है, but इसके साथ connection
Small capacity, 0.8 megawatt.
रिप्लेस करना पड़ेगा।
But series of windmills.
This is what it is saying.
10 kilowatt we design and manufacture.
People are so fantastic. I think you should give your
please अभी चालू
biodata
था।
on our group.
Yes.
So we will
यहाँ पे
just,
स्क्रीन आ रहा है.
because variety, there is a variety.
इनको बोल देते रिप्लेस करने के लिए। Now you just introduce.
Only engineer has done LLB.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, I am Rupesh Patnaik. I am from Bhubaneswar, Odisha. I did my civil engineering from Kalinga Institute of Technology and passed out in 2005. Joined Infosys as a software engineer. Worked in Pune, so Pune is my second home. So stayed here in Pune for almost 8 years.
Oh.
And yeah, Pune has been, I mean, I had a flat, I was mostly Pune. So then I moved on to US, UK before leaving the job and went into valuation. So I decided to quit IT and come into this field because I see I can work for lifelong, which I may not do, and I want to keep myself engaged all my life. So that is how it is.
But now almost I think 2 months we are learning. So do you find any difference?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Yes, because after all it is knowledge building. So if there is any कुछ कमजोरी है तो you have to point out to us. It is something good, it is toward you because you learn something. But if any deficiency, it's towards us. So if any deficiency, just indicate us because we'll be starting with here. Now you learn import. So shortly we'll starting with export also because that is also equally important, because this is half knowledge. Chakravyuh, you have gone inside. How to come outside? So please, if any deficiency you find, just WhatsApp me.
बैठे यहाँ बैठे just have a seat.
Because there is no formal book or formal education on this subject. So we came up with the idea of having some formal. Writing these books is a tough task, I can tell you. Yeah, writing the books is a very tough task, and which he has done. And what happens, by the time you write the book, there are hundreds of notifications. So which sometimes sweeps away everything. So now, since you are now with this group, he will update you whenever there is any important notification or change in law or something. So it's over to you, Master.
Not master, I'm a teacher. So, good morning all. My name is Vaibhav, you are aware of. My background is 93, year 93, I passed from College of Engineering, Pune as instrument engineer. So I'm an instrumentation engineer. Sorry.
One interruption. Sunday I am planning for some small trek, which is by train we'll reach in half an hour, then climbing 1 hour, coming down 1 hour, again back half an hour. So the local train, it is at 5:45. Morning. So we'll reach there at the railway station where we want to get down at 6:30. By 7:15 we'll be up. By 8 we'll be down, and 8:05 is again return local. 8:45 we'll be back. Again 11 we can come here. So those, if you are interested, I will organize that. Think over. We have 2 days. So I am proposing for Sunday morning. Yeah.
So I'm basically instrument engineer, then did cost accounting, so I'm a cost accountant as well. Then did PG from IIFT Delhi, that is Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. Right from 93, now it's 2023, 30 years of experience. I started my career with AkzoNobel, it's a multinational company. Spent almost 6 years at multiple overseas locations, that is in Netherlands, then England, then Shanghai, and then back to India. Now I'm running a consulting firm. There are 2 firms rather. One is called Inspiration and second is ANRK, it's a chartered accounting firm. So we are catering to almost 552 clients. We have 2 offices in Pune, one is in Mumbai and the last one is in Dubai. So the main activity, there are 3 major verticals we run. The first one is import and export, that is international business. Yeah. So the one I'm practicing, I'm teaching you, or I'm going to teach you today, that is offline program. But we have spent almost a month or 2, that's an online program. So the first vertical is IB, that is international business, right from concept to commissioning, right from setting up the system for the multinational companies we are engaged in. So whether it's a strategy in international business, whether it is making the complete costing for that international business, mapping their all incentives and benefits offered by Government of India through various ministries, we help the industry. We help them for minimizing the transaction cost and increasing EBITDA, that is profit after tax kind of, or net operating profit after tax. Yeah. We help the industries for direct tax, indirect tax and all legal compliances, helping them to come easily in India, start the processes, get the international funding at international rate, probably at 3% or 3.5% or so. So in comparison with Indian bank, the rate is, the interest rates are very high, probably to the tune of 9%, 10% or 12%. So all those verticals we do it. I am a chartered engineer as well, and I am empaneled with income tax, then customs and ED also, but officially I cannot tell you that. So that is empanelment. I'm empaneled with more than a dozen banks. That is almost 10 banks are central banks. So Central Bank of India, State Bank of India, Punjab National, Bank of Maharashtra. Then you have Shamrao Vitchel Cooperative Bank, Janta Bank. There are so many banks are there. And one international bank also I'm empaneled. That is called EuroExim. It's a UK-based bank. I'm an insurance underwriter. So I'm an insurance surveyor and loss assessor, but I'm underwriter for IRDA, that is the Insurance Regulatory Development Authority. I'm a writer of almost 10 books. 5 books are related to import-export. They're best-selling books. I'm a teacher for almost 16 MBA schools. And I'm consulate member for Maratha Chamber of Commerce and Deccan Chamber of Commerce and Bombay Chamber of Commerce. Yeah, I run my own education institute as well. So it's a staff of almost 50-55 are there, and we are running this small firm. Yeah. So good to see you. Welcome to Pune. So today, what is the plan? I'm going to share with you agenda. I'm so sorry, there is some problem with the machine, but I'm telling you, right from 11 o'clock, that is right now, sharply, we will start with the basic perspective where we have spent almost 2 months. Yeah, so we'll have a small revision program till 12:30. So this a day-long program, 11 to 12:30, we'll spend on quick revision kind of. 12:30 to 1:30 will be the lunch break. Today, tomorrow, day after. The program remains same. 12:30 to 1:30 will be lunch break. And after 1:30 again we'll start with couple of sessions. So we'll end up probably at 4 o'clock. Yeah. So schedule already I have sent you on your WhatsApp, on your group. Agenda will be 11 to 12:30 we'll have a quick review. So whatever we have learned, we will have quick review of that. Then we'll have a customs import valuation. We'll start with around 1:30 or so, and then we'll have a lot of case studies with respect to the valuation angle. Tomorrow we will spend time with finance and forex, that is risk management angle. Then we'll talk about supply chain management, then we'll talk about the supply chain management angle, that is the logistic perspective. Logistic perspective meaning like if when you want to purchase or import the goods from overseas market, let's say Germany, how you are going to bring it to India. Yeah, so of course answers would be logistic perspective. So how we will decide the ship, how we'll book the ship, what are the different terms in relation with the logistic angle, what is 1PL, 2PL, 3PL kind of systems. So this is not only from the learning perspective, but if each and every one of you can set up your own modules, it's a business modules. Yeah. So anyways, I am going to explain you how you are going to set up. So 3 days or 2 days later, you will come to know probably dozens of schemes where you can start working in international business of your own. You can set up your proprietary or private limited company also. Yeah. So each chapter, each topic will have many business modules. Yeah, so I am going to explain you. Then we'll have open session. So therein we'll talk about the concepts which you have not understood during the online program, or any specific doubts or questions, or maybe a kind of topic where you are absent. Yeah, so we can have an open session kind of. And the last day, that is Sunday, we'll have first session with respect to examination. So asset class import and export. Now IOV is going to, or IBB is going to arrange the exam. So how that exam would be? So model questions I have prepared. So we'll solve couple of questions, and that set of questions I am going to hand over to you. It is already with IOV, but I will share with you. These all presentations I am going to share with you. So no need to make a note of that. Only understood or understand the concepts, ask questions. The more questions you ask, the more learning will take place. So we'll have time, we'll spend time on examination, preparation and frequently asked questions. And last would be, since Mr. Vinay Goel would be there on the last day, we'll have a certification program. Yeah. So this is what the agenda is. This is not fixed. We can alter, change. If you want to add certain new topics, we can always add. Yeah. So it is not fixed and rigid kind of agenda. Proposal is accepted?
Yes, yes.
Language is okay? You are getting all points?
In some portion of the arrangement, wherever we have time,
Yeah.
Where we talk of the new foreign trade policy.
Anyways, we will have. Last time, if you recall one of the lecture, I have already shared couple of slides for foreign trade policy 2023 that has been announced April 2023. So last month only. Yeah. So you can ask questions in meantime or in between, or I will also update you what are the changes has taken place with respect to the last policy 2015-2020 policy in comparison with the new policy.
Sir, is there any kind of repository from where we can retrieve any policy whenever we do it?
Policies. There is a website available, make a note if you want. The name of this website is DGFT. So just Google it, DGFT. You will get the policies, that is a foreign trade policy. Yeah. So when you Google DGFT on menu bar, you will see the foreign trade policies. But that foreign trade policy, you will get only two policies. The last policy, that is 15-20, and the current policy, that is 23. So if you say, what was the policy 1975 to 1980? Oh, that policy is not available online. So for that, only the books would be there. I have all the books right from 93. So when I started practice, so 93 onwards, all books I have. So if you want a specific, provision, just send me a mail. We can send you the provisions. The whole book cannot be sent, but provisions I can always send to you. Okay. So friends, we started with this import-export valuation. This is a quick revision, and then we said like 5W and 1H, that questions with respect to starting with who, what, when, why, where kind of, and H stands for how. So typically when you think of doing valuation, right from there is an overseas supplier and overseas customer. So bringing goods from overseas supplier is something called import, and supplying goods to the overseas customer is something called export, right? So overseas supplier quotation appraisals and preparation of proposals for overseas customers. So this is the first scenario. So looking into scenario, how you are going to get the quotations from the overseas supplier? Yeah. So how to set the inquiry? It starts with that. How to set? So start with H. How to? Yeah. Now after submission of or sending the inquiry, you are going to get the quote. How you are going to compare the quote? The supplier will use many terms in the quotation. He may say, sir, we will offer you the product. Product could be a pump, product could be a compressor, and we will offer you with terms of delivery as FOB, Shanghai. So you will get confused. What do you mean by FOB? What is the meaning of FOB? Yeah. So this scenario is to explain the need of understanding of concepts used in imports and exports. Yeah. He may say the terms of payment under the heading called terms of payment. Payment would be under LC 90 days. So L by C, that is what the abbreviation he will use. So we may get confused. What is L by C? Yeah, then we will Google it. We will come to know letter of credit. So what do you mean by letter of credit? So am I going to get the payment end of 90 days? And what are the terms associated with that? We may get confused. So we need to understand the concept. So scenario is to explain you or the group that the need to understand concepts of import export are necessary before valuation tricks, valuation methods, valuation approach you are going to implement. Yeah. Second scenario, second hand import of goods. You may be the purchase manager and you want to import the plant from overseas, let's say from United States. So importing plant, that too with second hand, what are the challenges? From where you will find the suppliers? How you will compare the second hand plant? What are the rules regulations by Indian customs? By the way, what are the rules and regulations by government of India? There are so many government regulations are there. We are going to learn today. So there is something called customs, then there is something called Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act. There is something called DGFT. Then there is a bank called Reserve Bank of India who makes the rules regulations called FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act. Then there is an Insurance Act offered by IRDA, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority. Yeah. And besides that, product specific rules regulations are there. Suppose you want to import rubber products, Rubber Act is there. You want to import plastics, plastic related rules regulations are there. You want to import tea, coffee, rules are there. You want to import engineering products, rules are there. Textile, rules are there. So product specific rules, regulations are there. Along with these, there are certain common rules, regulations are there, like environmental perspective. Suppose this fellow wants to import a second hand goods which are made, the material of construction is stainless steel or mild steel, MS. So steel authority has made the regulations. Environmental angle comes into picture, that if it is second hand good, then what will be the useful life of these goods? What is balanced useful life of the goods? What is economical life of the goods? So environmental angle comes into picture, whether that imported goods is going to create any pollution or not. You have to substantiate, because your name is importer. So you will be you are going to answer to me, who is a government authority, and I am going to impose the question to you, sir, substantiate, means proof that your product is not going to impact the environment. So you have to use the word something like air. You have to give the reference with respect to water. You have to give the reference with respect to noise. You have to give reference to with respect to flora, fauna. You have to give, so many references you have to give. So you need to know the acts called Air Act, Water Act, Noise Act, and kind of, so pollution perspective. And that too, you are based in Gujarat, so you need to know the Gujarat State Government Pollution Board, so GPCB. You are in Maharashtra, so MPCB, Maharashtra Pollution Control Board. And on top of that, there is Central Pollution Control Board, CPCB. So you need to follow the state rules, regulations and the central rules and regulations. So the point is, legal perspective comes into picture. That's called regulatory angle. So second hand goods, it is not only the valuation. Valuation is the only one part, but valuer need to know these complete dimensions, that under these dimensions you are going to carry out valuation. So during normal IBBI program, you are registered valuer, so you know that there is something, we always use the functional obsolescence, technical obsolescence. So we use the word called obsolescence, and we factor the, based on the obsolescence, certain factors we subtract, 90%, 30%, 60%, right? So that obsolescence will come into regulatory aspects, economical obsolescence, right? So third scenario, related party transactions. This scenario is just to explain the importance of concepts which you need to understand while before doing valuation. Related party, suppose your name is ABC India and you are purchasing goods from ABC US. So the same company, IBM India and IBM US, Infosys India and Infosys US. So when the transaction takes place between two related companies, the government scanner will start working. They will look at you that you are importing from your related party, as if a son is importing the goods from his father. So why father will have a kind of commercial perspective while supplying the goods to his son? He will always try to give it free of cost. But government don't understand free of cost, called FOC, free of cost. So there are two angles always, and these two angles, one is related to income tax and second is customs. Income tax comes under the finance ministry and custom is also comes under the finance ministry, under Department of Revenue. But income tax perspective would be there when the transaction takes place between two companies who has relation with each other. So income tax perspective comes. And scenario is simple. Suppose I am supplying goods to him. My name is a US company, his name is Indian company, right? And name of the product is pen, correct? What will be the fair value of this marker? 30 rupees, correct? Now because of relation, I may say, sir, I will supply you the pen, I will export. So me is supplier, right? So I will export this pen or he will import this pen at the rate decided by between the parties. So we may say because of relation, the price of the pen would be only 10 rupees. Correct? Now what is the income tax angle in this? Look at this discussion. If it is 30 rupees, I will give the pen to him. 30 rupees. So I have given the pen to him. He has to pay me 30 rupees. So in books of accounts, he has to book 30 rupees as an expenditure. Because he is going to book 30 rupees as expenditure, his profit will be reduced or affected because of 30. In comparison with, if I say instead of 30, if I say the value is only 10 rupees, he will pay me 10 rupees and his expenditure will be booked 10 rupees. So compare these two scenarios, 30 rupees expenditure and 10 rupees expenditure. 30 rupees expenditure is little more than 10. So profit would be less. If profit would be less, income tax would be less. So because of relation, government knows that I may reduce the price, and because of that government is going to lose the revenue. Correct? So this is income tax angle. Now look at customs perspective. Custom says the value is 30 rupees, right? Who knows? Me and my customer. Yeah? Because he is my customer. So I say, if I say 30 rupees, yeah, I will hand over the product to him. He has to pay me 30 rupees, right? But now look at the custom angle. The moment I say price is 30 rupees, the rate of import duty is, let's say, 30%. On 30 rupees, 30% is the customs duty. So that is 9 rupees. So if I say 30 rupees as the price, custom duty would be 9 rupees. But if I reduce from 30 to 10, 3 rupees would be the customs duty. So how much custom duty is going to affect because of relation, because of variation in the price? Huge. So custom is also having interest the moment there is a related party transaction. Correct? So because of this, you need to understand from valuation that related party transaction is a scenario where valuer has to play the biggest role. Biggest role. How many valuers are there today in Indian scenario for doing related party transactions? Probably whole Maharashtra I am the only one. There is a big scope. I am handling 149 multinational companies only for SVB. Now my limit is over. I cannot, because I don't have time to do that. I want you to enter into this domain because there is a big scope. Delhi probably 1 or 2. And there are only 4 locations for your information. There are only 4 locations where this sale means department, sale. Name of this sale is called SVB, Special Valuation Branch. It comes under GATT, General Agreement in Trade and Tariff. And only 4 locations, Delhi, which will represent northern region, that is at cargo complex, that is at Indira Gandhi International Airport. There the office is there. Do male ka office hai. Yeah, but that is the only office taking care of whole northern region. Bombay, you have Balad Estate, that is Nariman Point, takes care of complete western zone that includes Maharashtra, Goa, part of Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, whole, only single office. Another was in Chennai. So that takes care of all southern, region. Yeah, and last one is in Kolkata. Only 4 offices. Takes care of complete India. Yeah, big scope is there. Multinational companies are not at all aware of this kind of compliance. Valuer only can do this. Yeah, and that's the reason because today's topic is valuation. Anyway, we are going to learn how to do that, how to pursue that. Big opportunity. That much only I can tell you. So here the scenario is when there is a related party transaction, we need to understand the concepts. We need to understand custom valuation rules. There are 2 types of rules. One is for import, one is for export. Since this course is for import, we will spend time on import rules. Yeah, custom valuation rules 2007. That is the year the rules has been enacted. Only with respect to import. Everything is there in the presentation. No need to write. Concentrate, so that you will get more. Yeah, सॉरी, हाँ ये सब मैं देने वाला हूँ. आप पेन ड्राइव है आपके पास तो ले लीजिए, नहीं तो मेल है तो मेल कर दीजिए. एनीवे बुक्स में है ही. This is just kind of easy access to you when you go through the presentation. Yeah, but focus more, concentrate more, learn more, ask more. So related party understand. Then CE certification, rejections. You need rejections means you have done the export. Yeah, the goods has been exported to US, but US buyer has rejected these goods. The rejected goods come back to India. Correct? Now you as an exporter, you go to the customs, let's say Navasheva. Navasheva is the name of the place in Mumbai. Yeah, so I'm going to use Navasheva time and again. You may get confused. What is Navasheva? Navasheva is the name of the port. Yeah, so you go to the port, customs port, and you say, sir, my name is Vaibhav Nagarkar. My goods has arrived because I have exported these goods. The buyer has rejected. So I want to take the delivery of the goods. Customs says stop. Customs says please stop. You have to pay the import duty. You say, sir, how come? Because my goods I have exported last week, goods has been rejected. So why you are asking me to pay the import duty? Customs says please substantiate. Now word substantiate will come time and again. What is the meaning of substantiation? Is to justify, to prove that the goods exported by you and the goods arrived today are one and same. Now you say, sir, I can recognize this is my product, but this is not government, custom is not going to buy that statement. You have to substantiate. How you substantiate? You need a chartered engineer. Which chartered engineer? An engineer who is empaneled with customs. You have to come to me. If it is Western Zone. Yeah. So there is a big demand, a chartered engineer empanelment with respect to the customs port where he is representing. You are from Bhubaneswar, so Orissa perspective, a port, maybe a Kolkata port. Someone is from Delhi, so Delhi port. Someone is from Lucknow, so Uttar Pradesh related all transactions you can handle. So a customs empaneled chartered engineer will only issue a certification, and based on certification customs accepts. Then import duty will not be there. Yeah. So rejection, refund. When you carry out a transaction, there is a scenario of getting refunds from the government. And to justify that refund or refund application process, there is one of the requirement that chartered engineer should certify the calculation. First of all, industry don't understand how to make the calculations. So you have to make the calculations. Not only that, you have to certify that your certification is required. So CE certification. Then you have something called nexus. Nexus means linkage. Linkage between input and output. Linkage between raw material and finished good. Imagine you are a manufacturer of shirt. Shirt is your finished goods. And what are your raw materials? Fabric, buttons, collar, label, thread. These are your inputs. Government don't understand that you require these inputs to make the finished good. Now this is a simple example, everyone can understand, but if it is a complex product, if I say a compressor, a custom officer is not having a technical background. So what all the raw materials required, what all the inputs required for compressor, piston. If you are non-technical, you never understand how, you don't visualize what is piston. दिमाग में आता ही नहीं है क्या होता है piston कैसे दिखता है आता ही नहीं. So custom officer has the same perspective, same view because they are not technical, they may not be technical. So they need assistance of chartered engineer who understands what is this product all about. So to provide the nexus, linkage between input and output, you need a certification. Yeah, because when you carry out export, you have to file a document which is called a declaration with the customs, and name of that declaration is called shipping bill. Shipping bill. Now shipping bill is a declaration at the time of export. There is one more declaration called bill of entry. This is another declaration to be filed with customs but at the time of import. So import करना चाहते हो bill of entry file करिए, export करना चाहते हो shipping bill file करिए. So both are declarations, and declarations talks about simple information about you. Suppose if it is the export declaration, the question would be to you, sir, what is your name? You say, sir, ABC company in India. Okay, what is your address? Sir, Pitampura in Delhi. Okay, what is your PAN number? So and so. What is your GST number? So and so. Yeah. What is your product all about? Sir, we are exporters of bicycles. Okay. It's a manual bicycle or machined bicycle? I mean mechanical bicycle or non-mechanical? Sir, mechanical bicycle. Okay. Then what is the cost of manufacturing of this bicycle? Sir, so and so rupees. Okay. To whom you are exporting? To the buyer. What is the name of the buyer? Some US based company. What is his address? Sir, Houston in America. Okay. So what is his exact address along with pin code? Some address would be there. Right? Who is the contact person and contact number of your buyer? Some number. How many quantities of bicycle? So it's a declaration. basic information about you, your product, your company. What kind of company you run? Sir, MSME. Okay. Or you can say, sir, private limited company or public limited company, cooperative sector company. So simple questions would be there, and same questions would be there in bill of entry. Yeah. Now, nexus we are on the topic. So in that shipping bill, you have to mention the name of your finished good and name of the raw materials used or consumed in manufacturing of that finished good. Your product is what? Bicycle. How many bicycles? Say one bicycle. So to make one bicycle, what raw materials you have consumed? So one seat, one chain cover, one bell, one something. Yeah. So you are going to mention that. But custom says, well, you may mention anything. I don't believe on you. You take the certification from chartered engineer. So certification is required. Nexus, linkage between input and output, raw material and finished good.
So this is the concept, but I mean, talking practically,
Yeah.
say I am importing bicycles from China, but I am sending whatever materials required from here as an export for the same bicycle. So even though a chartered engineer certifies, how actually, as a trick for us, I mean, as chartered engineer, how we are going to know that the same product has been used?
Simple question. See, as a chartered engineer, when the requirement comes, because I print not less than 550 chartered engineer certification per month. Yeah. So when the inquiry comes that, sir, we want a chartered engineer certification for a particular product. So we first understand about that company, whether this company is into business of making manufacturing of this product or not, or they are traders. So there are two classes, manufacturer or a trader. Correct? Then if it is a manufacturer, job becomes very simple. So if it is a manufacturer, the process is simple. Then we ask the question, sir, to make the finished good one quantity, the raw materials what you have asked for, whether it is same or not, because you give us the or submit us the bill of material, BOM. So he submits the bill of material to you. Then for quick reference, Government of India has published one book, and name of this book is called SIAN book. Standard Input Output Norms. This book you don't have to purchase, just go to the DGFT website and you just find out on the menu bar SIAN, S-I-O-N. SIAN is a big book where there are two columns inside the books. First column is all raw materials, second column is finished goods. So for these finished goods, what raw materials are there, the complete list is there. It's a chemical index, if you refer, chemical products, engineering products, automobile products, agri products, textile, any product you think of, the product list is there. So 99.99% your job will be done by just referring the SIAN book. It is like, suppose if I ask you the question, sir, tell me the spelling of parrot, and you have a dictionary in front of you. What you will do? You will go to P first, then you know after P whether it is A or E, I don't know. So you will probably go with E, you will not find. Then you will go with A, then you find, oh, P, A. That is how you will search. So that is SIAN, right? Then installation of capital goods. So capital goods, when you import, there are specific requirement of the government that installation has to be done within certain duration, and for that, who is going to authorize that installation? It is you, that is chartered engineers. Yeah. So all these processes, certification is required. But you as a normal chartered engineer, without knowledge of import-export terms, if you issue the certification, it will be risky, because you are not aware of the terms, you are not aware of the concepts, you are not aware why the certification has been given and what is the importance of that. I'll give an example. Suppose you are one chartered engineer, are not aware of import-export terms, and as a customer, if I come to you saying, sir, give me the one installation certificate for the EPCG license, you are not aware what is EPCG and why certification is required. You say, okay, fine, my charges are 1,500 rupees, for example. But now, knowing what is EPCG and what is the importance of that insurance certificate, you will say my charges are 20,000 rupees for this. Why? Because now you know the importance of your certification. You will look at the timeline when you got the EPCG license and today is what date. The difference, if it is within 6 months, you will charge probably 10,000 rupees. But after 6 months, you will charge probably 25,000 rupees. Because the timeline is important. You know now the law. Correct? So that is the difference. So having knowledge of import-export will help you to set your practice systematically. Yeah, and the customer is also not hesitant to give you 25,000 rupees because he knows the importance of your certification. So, like this, then you have many other concepts of 5W and 1H, like external commercial borrowings. You are eligible, you as an industry, you are eligible to get the loans or the finance available from international banks at international rate. What is the today's rate? Banks, they are offering you. These interest rates are somewhere in between, let's say 9% to 13%, depending upon whether it's a nationalized bank or private bank or cooperative banks. But international banks offers you the rate to the tune of 3.5%. LIBOR rate, London Interbank Operating Rate, or LIBOR, and Euribor. Yeah, Euribor and LIBOR are the two reference rate. Euribor rate yesterday 5 o'clock was 0.5 minus 0.5%. And sorry, no, but then there is something called, additional margins has to be added as far as RBI guidelines are there. So minus 0.5 plus 1.5 differential. So plus 1.5 means rate becomes 1%. And then RBI's commission or your bank's commission will be additional 2%. So 2 plus 1, 3%. So you will get 3% rate of interest. But now you compare 3% with respect to 10%. 7% is the difference, and that is substantial for industry like Indian industry. 7% differential is very high. Yeah, but each and every Indian industry may not get the ECB, external commercial borrowing, right? So what is that ECB? We'll understand tomorrow in finance lecture. But this is what the beauty of this whole trade perspective. Knowing these concepts, utilizing not only from valuation perspective but from consultation perspective, will help you to arrange your business accordingly. Yeah, being a professional. Then supply chain management, costing, end to end. There is a big demand is there in the industry, like cost cutting. But where to do cost cutting, they don't understand. As a cost accountant, I know that you have to, hit the right place, then only you can reduce the cost. So typically in trade perspective, when you are purchasing, let's say from China or let's say from Shanghai, bring it to India, convert into a finished good and export to Japan. So China to Japan is your supply chain, right? So the whole supply chain, you need to map the small operations. Yeah, and what cost and what risk is associated with this kind of operation, you have to map. Once you map, if you refer in costing, we discussed cost sheet we have to prepare, right? So one has to prepare the cost sheet. After preparation of cost sheet, right costing methods you have to apply. If you recall, we talked about marginal costing, alone costing, then standard costing kind of, or break-even costing, right? So the right costing method you have to apply on the cost sheet to arrive a kind of, a module so that you can take a decision that where you can reduce the cost. Yeah, so that supply chain, you need to understand the logistic angle. You need to understand the various terms. What is 20 feet container and what is 40 feet container? What is meaning of IGM, Import General Manifest? What is to be picked up information from the bill of entry? What information to pick up from the shipping bill? So that knowledge is required. That's the reason we are learning this course. So this is just in brief. And setting up private bonded warehouse. So what is warehouse? Where you can keep.
Can we see some sample cost sheets for the course?
Yes, it is there. It is there. I'm going to show you. In the program also I have shown you, but during the online program it has become very difficult. So we are going to show you. Not only that, some case studies also we are going to do in the valuation. It's there in the agenda. So bonded warehouses. So what is bonded warehouse? How I'm going to, if I set the warehouse, then how I'm going to reduce the cost? That we are going to learn. Then authorized economic operator, export oriented unit, software technology park, special economic zone. These are the various concepts comes into international business. So these concepts we have to learn, and that is how we have to ask questions. Why this AEO is there? Why? So W. Yeah. Why one should set AEO, that is authorized economic operator? What is the advantage? Why should I do it? So when you ask these questions, answer will come automatically. But these answers to understand, you need to understand the concepts. So this is how government, publish your name as a custom empaneled chartered engineer. So my name you see over here, Vaibhav Nagarkar, and this is public notice number so and so issued by the Indian Customs. So your name will also come over here. Yeah, you have to apply. The process is you have to approach the nearby customs house and ask when they are going to publish the advertisement, and then they will give you the dates. Yeah, once they give the dates, you have to appear for the hearing or kind of interview. And during that interview, the one what is there as a course material, you have to understand, and your question will not be apart from the one which you have in your hand, that is the course material. So they will ask the question, so what is your meaning on your understanding of AEO? What do you mean by ECB? What do you mean by incentive? Something like that they will ask the questions. Once you answer, you will be empaneled. And once you empaneled, it is lifelong empanelment. Yeah, there is no sunset clause. So a domain knowledge, IMPEX, that is import and export.
You have to apply at Delhi office or metro offices or local offices?
No, you have to approach, because they will, if you tomorrow go to Kolkata, for example, you are in Lucknow, right? Yeah. So they will say, sorry sir, we will not give an empanelment because you are based in, you have permanent address in Lucknow. So you better, approach to nearby commissionerate, customs commissionerate. Like he goes to Mumbai, they will not empanel. If I go to Delhi, they will say, sorry, we will not empanel you. So a jurisdictional commissionerate, that is the right word, jurisdictional. So zone is there, so zone is jurisdiction. Yeah. So zonal commissionerate you have to approach. So since I am empaneled with Western Zone, so Western Zone comes right from Bombay, then Pune, Nagpur, and then Ahmedabad and Goa, and so this is a Western Zone. So domain knowledge, that is import-export domain knowledge, are necessary for valuation processes. Yeah. How to do valuation, we will not talk about that because that is a different course, IBBA course, right? But how to get that knowledge and then how to do the valuation related to import-export, that we will learn. So this is the syllabus. There are 8 parts. So we started with this syllabus like principles of international business and import organization, then various terms and custom organization, principle of valuation, risk management, import management, then costing, and then processes, evaluation processes. So there are the 8 topics, and we started with this. This is the export course. Then we discussed like various terms related to international business. What is these terms like? We talked about high sea sale, then merchandise trade transaction. We talked about LC in brief, then project import, rules of origin, Incoterms, preferential trade arrangements. So these terms we started with, and we said knowledge of these terms are necessarily along with Indian foreign trade policy. So we spent time on, if you recall, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 chapters were there. That is the foreign trade policy. Earlier topic as well as the new topic, that is foreign trade policy 2023. Then we talked about procedures, like to get a particular policy, what is the procedure? Like we learned something like what is advance authorization. Advance authorization is a kind of incentive available to the Indian exporter. Before export, exporter can go to the DGFT and he may say, sir, give me the advance authorization as an incentive. Government will say, why you want incentive? You say, sir, I got a order which I am going to manufacture the product and I am going to export this product, not today, but maybe next week or next month or so. So to export this product, to export this finished good, I need to manufacture. And to manufacture the finished good, I need raw materials. And these raw materials I intend to purchase from overseas source. So I want to import these raw materials. So when I import these raw materials, the raw materials will come to the customs port, isn't it? And customs, when the goods comes, custom will ask you the customs duty. I don't want to pay the customs duty. And why I don't want to pay the customs duty? The reason is simple, because if I pay the customs duty, that is the money I have to spend from my pocket, the customs duty, and that money is my cost. I am going to do the expenditure. That cost I will add up while computing the sales price. And we all know the basic formula of sales price as sales price is equal to cost plus profit. Correct? Sales price is equal to cost plus profit. So customs duty for raw material is my cost. So naturally this cost will go up, and if I say profit is 10% above the cost, my sales price will also go up. Yeah. So for no reason my sales price will go up if I pay the cost. So what is my request to the government? Don't charge me the import duty for the internationally purchased raw materials. Correct? Government says no problem, understood. So we will issue you the advance license to you. So I get a certificate, I get a license from them. This license I will give it to customs. Sir, please take this license. They will read the license says his name is Vaibhav Nagarkar, that is perfect, that is your name. You are here to import the raw materials, the list of raw materials is mentioned in the license. So they say, sir, please take the raw materials possession, don't pay us the import duty. So advance license is a kind of incentive. With the help of this, the customs duty will be waived off. No need to pay.
Subject to condition, manufacturer and
Of course, that is a condition, because this is the incentive before exports. It's a condition that you will import this raw material, you will bring it to your manufacturing site, convert this raw material into finished goods you will pack and you will do the export. Correct? So this advance license is something as an incentive. Correct? Now these procedures, the procedure is, this is the policy that you will get a license, but how to get that license, which DGFT I should talk, this is the procedure. Now if I go to the DGFT saying that, sir, I am a would-be exporter, give me the license. So what is the procedure to get the license? They will say, read the procedure. You might have heard, being a ISO man, you know that SOP, standard operating procedure. How to, like if I ask you the question, how to get license from the RTO, you will give me the procedure. First, fill up the application, then attach 2 recent passport size photographs, then address. This is the procedure. So similar procedure is there, how to get the license. So government has published 2 books. One book is called policy book, foreign trade policy, and second is foreign trade procedure. They mean same FTP. Policy and P for policy, P for procedures. Both books are available online. No need to purchase. Which online website? DGFT. Yeah, this is the website. Both books are available. Both the books contains 9 chapters. Policy 9 chapters, procedures 9 chapters. Now policy chapter number 4 if you open, the chapter number 4 is advanced license. This chapter number 4 advanced license talks about advanced license policy. And chapter 4, corresponding chapter 4 in procedure book if you open, here you will find advanced license procedure. So there is a linkage. Correct. So that is how the procedures are there. So we need to understand both policy as well as procedure. So policy wise procedure or procedure wise policy is must for practicing international business. Okay. Then we talked about knowledge with respect to various other aspects, like we spent time on trade documentation. There are 14 different documents are there, like export invoice, export packing list, or import invoice, import packing list, certificate of origin, then bill of lading, airway bill, then you have bill of export. So various documents we spend time. Then we spend time on costing. Yeah. So what is cost? What is fixed cost? What is variable cost? And under variable cost you have 2 terms, additional terms or subgroup. One group is something called direct cost, and second is called indirect, which is called export specific cost. So we have spent time on that. Then we spend time on methods of costing. Yeah, the marginal costing method, the standard costing method, the break even kind of method, and we have also looked into the cost sheet. Yeah, if need be, we'll show you the cost sheet as well, the new one. Finance we have not spent time, but that is a plan tomorrow. We'll spend time on finance and forex perspective. Banking is also part of, comes under the financial or finance part. International valuation standard is the today's topic. So today we'll spend on valuations. Marketing research and analysis of potential market, that is how you need to know the markets. How you as a businessman will know which market I should enter into. You have a product like a chair. Which market you should look into? So answer to this question is, I have mentioned during the program, you have to refer DGCIS, Director General Commercial Intelligence and Statistics. This is the name of the department. Director General Commercial Intelligence and Statistics. This is the name of the department. Where is this department? This is the Government of India department, first of all. This department is based in Kolkata. Yeah? CIS. Yeah? Statistics. So what this department is doing? They are doing like, suppose you import anything in India. You import anything in India. So government says, sir, please file a document called declaration document, and name of the document is called bill of entry. Correct? We talked about. Fill up the bill of entry and then clear the goods. So you will fill up the bill of entry. So I have mentioned to you, what is bill of entry? Your name, your supplier's name, your product name, what kind of quantity, at what rate, what is the import duty, which country you are importing, etc., including HS code. So all your information you are going to input into customs server. It's an electronic data interchange. Short form is EDI. So your information is stored. As a software engineer, you can understand, when a data is stored, it can be retrieved. You can apply filters, and you can generate a lot of market intelligence information. Right? So government is doing that. So if you ask to this department in Kolkata, sir, give me the list who is importing cotton shirt, ready-made shirts in India having price tag between 700 to 1700. Within a second, you will get a list. Within a second, you will get a list. This list consists of, is the 30 importers from Gujarat, 20 importers from UP, 10 importers from Mumbai. They are importing in this price bracket. Then you further ask, give me this detailed address of these 30 people from Gujarat. Within a second, you will get an answer. Then you say, tell me from which place from they have imported. Who are the suppliers of these Gujarat-based importers? You will get a list. Yeah. So any information, because it's a filter, simple filter, like Excel when we put database, it's a filter. This data is available to all Indians. Yeah. 50% data is free of cost. Balance 50% is at cost, and that cost is minimal, not more than 1500 rupees. Not more than 1500 rupees. There are companies in India who are doing business with respect to providing this data, and they charge you not less than 35,000 rupees per set of information. They send a mail to you, sir, we understand that you are in chemical business. So we will provide you the information what you are looking for, called market intelligence information. You say, oh, fantastic. We need information. We are into hydrochloric acid. So tell me who are importing hydrochloric acid in India. And if you say, sir, we will provide, but you have to pay 35,000. You say, oh, it's okay. 35,000 is fine. But at what rate I get the data? Not more than 1,500. Big business is there. And this is Government of India. If you go there to Kolkata, just you have to carry along with you a CD, and the fee is 10 rupees. You will get at 10 rupees, or the CD will be filled with the data in person. There is also facility over there. Yeah. So DGC has provided you this kind of information, and this is one of the way you can get the information from the international perspective. Second is, there are export promotion councils in India. Export promotion councils. There are 34 councils are available. Depending upon the business you are into. What kind of business you are into? You say, sir, we are into engineering business. Yeah. Then you have to approach export promotion councils called EEPC, Engineering Export Promotion Council. You say, I am into textile. So Textile Export Promotion Council. You say, I am into Plastic Export Promotion Council. You say, I am into tea business, tea board. I am into rubber board, coffee board. a lot of areas. You say, sir, I'm to service, I'm an engineer, I'm a hotelier. Yeah, the hotel perspective, services, export promotion councils. I'm a doctor, services, export promotion council. I'm an architect. So depending upon the business you are into, the export promotion councils are there, and their job is to provide you intelligence. Intelligence, information. Yeah, you go there. EPC, the main office is in Worli, Bombay. Yeah, you go there. You say, sir, I'm in the business of engineering products, and I want to understand about the markets, where is the potential of my business, my product. They will tell you the list of the countries. How they know? They have done a tie-up with another international company called Dun and Bradstreet. You know this company? Dun and Bradstreet is a well-known international market intelligence company, available in 193 countries. Biggest in the world, Dun and Bradstreet, D-U-N, Dun, B-R-A-D-S-T-R-A-T. This company has having office in India, Mumbai as well as Delhi. Brad, B-R-A-D, Bradstreet. You log into this website and you demand, the company is to provide the data. They will charge you the data for 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs also. But the same information through EPC you get in thousands, hundreds, not thousands. Because these export promotion councils are coming under Government of India umbrella, and they have a tie-up with Dun and Bradstreet. So you say, sir, we are into agribusiness and we want to know where we can get the buyers. So they will say, sir, this is the list of the information, this is the complete calendar next 12 months, these are the locations where the agri related exhibitions are going to take place, you participate. And if you are member of our council, at concessional rate, you will get a space, stall over there for 3 days, 5 days, 8 days, 10 days or so. Besides that, we will provide you 2 schemes, Market Access Initiative and Market Development Assistance, MAI and MDA. If your turnover is less than 20 crore rupees, you say, I am the fresh one, Stand Up India, Startup India, you are eligible for that. So except your food cost, all other cost is reimbursed to you. Only problem in India is they don't tell you this. You have to apply and approach. That is the biggest problem. They don't tell you. This is the benefit, we can give it to you. Yeah, but this is how we have to learn in this program, right? So through councils you can approach and get the market intelligence information. There are delegations, international delegations are regularly coming to India and Indian delegations going there. So once you are a member, they will give you a certificate, and name of that certificate is called RCMC, Registered Cum Membership Certificate. Registration Cum Membership Certificate. And how to get this? Again, the process is very simple. Everything is online now. Just go to DGFT website. There you will find Export Promotion Council. Click on that. You'll find Export Promotion Council. Click on that, and there the 3-4 windows will come, and they will say apply for RCMC. Now you say, I don't know, I am into plastic business. Which Export Promotion Council I need to apply? I don't know. So the system will ask you, sir, what kind of finished goods you are into? So you will say polypropylene. They will say, what is your HS code 8 digit? You will say 34359000. Then the system will tell you Plastic Export Promotion Council is the right council for you. You would like to apply? You say yes. Then the process will start. Fee is around 5,500 rupees per year. You become a member. You get a valid RCMC license. And please remember, if you are not member of this council, you are not eligible for any incentives and benefits.
They don't ask for any kind of proof that you are a...
Of course, there are so many documents that you have to prove that you are manufacturing or you are traders. What are you? You have to give that proofs. Like I will ask, the government or the system will ask you, sir, what kind of organization you have? You will say, sir, proprietorship. Yeah? Or you may say, sir, I am into kind of a private limited company. So the moment you say private, I will ask you, or a system will ask you, sir, please attach certificate of incorporation, please upload memorandum and article of association. If you are an MSME member, you say yes, Udyam Aadhaar, please upload Udyam Aadhaar. So likewise, upload your PAN number, so KYC. So all that information is there. So without verification, nothing will be happening. So without RCMC, you are not eligible for any export incentives and benefits, right? So this is knowledge about the market. Lot of services. So what a lot of services you can render, we have talked about, and you have to register with ACPC, Services Export Promotion Councils. Yeah. Along with services, lot of incentives are available. We talked about EPCG scheme, advance authorization scheme. Advantage would be this is before export, you are eligible to get the incentives. Then comes costing. We spend time on the costing topic. Yeah, costing methods, costing approach, types of cost. Yeah, so and cost sheet, of course. Then various documents we talked about, like invoice, tax invoice, commercial invoice. The difference we have already discussed. Tax invoice is one which is always made in Indian rupees. Tax invoice is Indian rupees, and you have option to make tax invoice so if it is an invoice, there are types of invoice. First of all, first is called tax invoice, second is called commercial invoice, then you have pro forma invoice, last one is called legal invoice. So these are the types of invoices in international business. So what is tax invoice? Tax invoice is a GST invoice, correct? See, if it is export related activity invoice, then question to you, would you like to pay GST at the time of export? Your answer would be yes, or your answer would be no. Why you will say yes? Because look at the diagram. Here is you. You want to carry out export of your finished goods. So this is your sale side, sale, and this is your purchase side, procurement side. What you purchase, let's say, is all from the domestic market, and you know that when you purchase from domestic market, you have to pay the GST to the supplier. So during purchase, suppose GST paid by you is 1 lakh rupee, assume, and you know that this 1 lakh rupee you have paid the GST, that means you are eligible to get ITC, that is input tax credit. So you know that 1 lakh rupee you are going to get as ITC, correct? So raw material has come to your factory, you have converted raw material into finished good, now you want to carry out export, correct? And question in front of you, would you like to make the tax invoice with or without GST? If you select no, your tax invoice value would be the finished goods sales price, and your sales price is equal to cost plus profit. So your cost is all cost including the tax, yeah, plus your profit. So 1 lakh rupee is your tax. So including tax, if you make the finished good price, no GST you have selected, so no GST you have to pay to the government. But 1 lakh rupee as an input tax credit remains in your books of account as it is, because you have selected no GST invoice. Otherwise, if you select yes as the option as a tax invoice, then government will say, suppose 1 lakh is the tax value, this tax invoice of let's say 5 lakh rupee, rate of tax is let's say 18%, so 18% on 5 lakh is 90,000. So government says you have to pay 90,000 to me. Yeah, but you will say, sir, 90,000 I will pay it to you, but already I have paid 1 lakh rupee, already I have paid at the time of purchase. So I will say that instead of paying 90,000, adjust this 90,000 from ITC. So my revised ITC figure would be 10,000. So you have utilized your ITC, and whatever the amount of utilized ITC, that 90,000 rupees government will pay you automatically within 30 days. And to get that, shipping bill is the application. So in shipping bill you mention, I am going to apply the tax invoice, I am attaching tax invoice with GST. So my input tax credit will reduce by 90,000 and 90,000 you have to pay to me. What is you? You are government. So government, the moment you file the shipping bill, they will check your ITC is 1 lakh, immediately 90,000 will be allotted to you within 30 days. The biggest relief for the industry. How many industry knows out of 10? 7 industries don't know. 7 industries don't know. Who is going to tell them?
Sir, but here one thing.
Yeah.
The buyer whom we are sending it, if we are giving him a bill with the tax, whether he will be paying us the
No.
tax?
International client who is located here,
Yeah. Let's say it is London.
wherever, outside India, you are not going to give tax invoice to them because tax invoice is made in Indian rupees. You are giving to your client commercial invoice which is made in USD. If it is a London client, pounds. And this invoice is purely basic amount. So whether you have made tax invoice with or without, you don't have access. Shipping bill is a document, you don't give it to your buyer. It's not required. You have to just give only commercial invoice and bill of lading, that is transport document.
So now Dubai is accepting this Indian rupee.
No, accepting Indian rupees, but commercial invoice also you will make in Indian rupees. And that commercial invoice is only about the basic amount. Why Dubai? There are 56 countries, foreign trade policy 2023. 56 countries, government of India has set a contract. We can make the invoice in Indian rupees. Iran, Saudi, Kuwait, Russia, Indian rupees. UAE, Indonesia. Yeah. So then pro forma invoice is nothing but a quotation. And legal invoice, many countries, this Saudi Arabia, Dubai, UAE, for example, they want your invoice should be attested by their embassy in India. Each country has embassy. Someone is having embassy at Chanakyapur in Delhi, someone is in Mumbai. So you go to their embassy, you submit your normal commercial invoice. They will look at the product, they will look at the country, they will look at the customer name, everything is perfect in line. They will endorse on the back side of the invoice, make an entry of that
Only the commercial.
invoice. So the moment they put their legal stamp, it is called legalized invoice. So there is a specific condition of the buyer that unless until you legalize invoice, if you don't make, don't send the goods. Because now they have a kind of worry that whatever goods you are sending, we have to accept. But they have to have a screening process, filter process before coming to our country. Our embassy has looked into and approved. Those goods only we will allow, otherwise we will not allow your goods. Legalized invoice. So that is documentation perspective. Pro forma invoice is just an heading. Then a contract, we spend time on contract. Contract is must between seller and buyer. Must between seller and buyer. Without contract we should not start the process. You will say, अरे यार without contract तो हम लोग business करते ही है ना, क्या फर्क पड़ेगा? कुछ नहीं फर्क पड़ेगा. But if there is a dispute starts bind between the parties, then फर्क पड़ेगा. If it is a local business, our purchase order is a contract, correct? But along with the order, if you set up a kind of specific agreement or a contract with the seller or the buyer, it will help you. If tomorrow there is a dispute, you can go to the court of law as agreed by bind between the parties. Which court of law we will have to fight, where to resolve the disputes between the parties. So for that, court of law is there. Arbitration or arbitrators are there. So the meaning is, if we come to the scenario that you are seller and I am a buyer, you are from country A, I am from country B, we intend to do the business, correct? So you ask me for you send me the inquiry, I give you the quote. Against the quote we negotiate. Against the quote we negotiate and we come to a conclusion. Yes, this is how the product would be, rate would be, terms of delivery, terms of payment, etc., etc. But during that negotiation, we also did discuss that suppose there is a dispute between you and me, who will solve? So both of us will say we will appoint him as an arbitrator. Arbitrator is a middleman. we will appoint him as arbitrator. He will hear both the scenario and probably give the golden mean solution. If he fails, arbitrator number 2, arbitrator number 3. So we have to mention 2-3 arbitrators, names, agencies, information in our contract. So before we go to the court of law, arbitrator probably, this is out of court settlement. Arbitrator will solve our issues.
Who is the arbitrator?
Arbitrator agencies are there, international agencies. India also many arbitrators are there. But what happens, during the contract, both of us are in a good mood. During dispute, no one wants to hear the other party. Mai barabar hai. Isn't it? So, because that is not the time to discuss, अपन arbitrator के पास जाएंगे, हम लोग तो साथ में अभी चलने वाले नहीं है. So then becomes difficult. If you don't make a provision of arbitrator, both of us has to go to the court of law. And court fees, you know, are huge. Lawyer fees are tremendous, very high. You are a lawyer anyway, so you know. So to avoid this court, there is some procedure called arbitration. And then court of law also has to be provided the jurisdiction in the contract. If at all arbitrator is not going to solve, where we are going to fight? You may say, come to Philippines. My country is Philippines. I will say, come to England. Both are right, no? So before agreement takes place, we will mention if there is a dispute, if arbitrators are not in a position to solve our case, both of us will fight at Singapore International Court. Do you agree? You say yes. Then we mention in the agreement. Registration of that at Singapore Court will we convert the agreement into a contract. And Indian Contract Act, you know, similarly International Contract Act is there. Accordingly, the contract will take place, which is very necessary. Many organizations don't follow this. They feel everything will go perfectly. But no. Even a single case in a span of 5 years, you will lose all your profits. All profits. चक्कर काटने पड़ेंगे, पैसा नहीं आएगा. So contract. You ask something?
Singapore is only.
No, Singapore. I am just giving one example. There are so many international courts. So many international courts. But Singapore is preferred as far as India is concerned. One is nearer and fastest resolution of the cases. You go to London, cost is very, very high. It is again fastest, but cost, everything has to be paid in pounds. Getting visa is also it's a tough job. UK visa. Shenzhen visa तो चलता है मगर UK is difficult. Payment terms, we spend time on terms of payment like advance, DA, DP and LC. LC we are going to spend more time today or tomorrow. Then what is LC? We'll talk about that during the discussion. Physical exports, we'll prepare the physical exports by selecting the right shipping company. Yeah, how to set the slot on the shipping company. So we'll understand in the supply chain management, like how to select the shipping company. Yeah, there are only 6 lines internationally, only 6 lines. But many people are not aware what are those 6 lines. Yeah, and we invariably communicate to someone which is of no use. Yeah, like agents, and they misuse and they misguide, and end of the day we pay huge amount for shipping companies, freight forwarding.
So for chartered engineers, do we get into this activity of helping people ship things or we just certify?
See, when you are rendering out of 50 things, there are, let's say 50 activities are there. If you are helping them for 5 things, then for them you are the godfather. They will ask you balance 45 things. So it is up to you. You have to restrict yourself only for 5 things or 50 things. You provide that service because that information is available with you. If you provide, they will stick to you. If you say, no, this is not my job, that's fine. But they will say, sir, you have provided the certification, but we are unable to export because we have not found the right people and we failed. So it's your loss only, because your client will not enter into exports later on, because for him it is kind of risk. No one is there for him to help. How to make contract? Now, any lawyer, you talk to any lawyer, they will say, no, we don't have format. Do you have format for the international contract? No, because format is not available. Only information is required and you will get it from this program. Contracts are absent. Many multinational companies you go, contracts are not there. Only order is there. So physical exports through shipping line. Then when you do start exports, there is a two perspective comes. One is the execution perspective, like benefits. Like I mentioned to you that incentives, rewards. So when you do the exports, rewards are available to you. How to get at rewards? Which department to apply? Yeah. How to make the documents error free and get that benefit which is available online process. As I mentioned to you that shipping bill itself is an application. Shipping bill itself is an application to get GST back. Now the current story of country India, the GST amount is substantially available. There are two servers, and you can understand even if you don't have a background of software engineering, but you will understand quickly. There are two servers available. One is server called custom server and second server is called GST server. When you do the exports, you come to the data is available at custom server. You file the shipping bill because it's an export. When you file the shipping bill and the shipping bill you mention your intent that I want GST back. This shipping bill becomes an application. Every day 5 o'clock the data handshake takes place between these two servers. And GST server will understand there is an exporter whose name is mentioned in the shipping bill who want GST back. They will check from their server whether input tax credit is available or not. If yes, they will immediately transfer the amount to the customs. So 5 o'clock, 5 p.m., 5.01 p.m. information is there. And when information is there, your bank details are already registered with the customs. Information will get credited at 502 to your bank, and you get a message from your bank that amount so and so has been credited from SBI, State Bank of India, against ITC. But if there is an error in the shipping bill, you had it, and then we start saying that यार ये गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया तो बकवास है, मतलब कुछ नहीं है, ये सब फालतू की सिस्टम है, ये पैसे निकालने वाली सिस्टम है, इसका कुछ भरोसा नहीं है, because you or your customer's agent has made a mistake. It is that simple. Even if you provide a service to the exporter where input tax credit is available in the books of accounts and regularly they go to the GST departments for separate refund process, consultants will always guide them, sir, go to GST, will help you to get the refunds. But remember, my commission, my fee would be 3.5% of your refund amount. And this process, if you adopt, it is electronic process. No consultant is required. You yourself becomes an applicant. You don't require consultant. Yeah. If you go with the consultant route, he will never suggest you this method. Why? Answer is simple. He will not get his commission, 3.5%. And time, it takes 6 months time to get that amount back. And here, you get quick amount. Seconds, not days or minutes. Seconds. But maximum time allotted, which is as per the procedure, max 30 days. There is a maximum 30 days. And MSME industry, there is a specific guidelines. MSME industry, by the way, where your turnover and investment not above 200 crores, you fall into MSME. So by and large, maximum industry falls into this. For all of them, this facility is there.
Sir, suppose we want to export some mines mineral products like I don't know something. Is there any minimum amount criteria?
Value?
Floor price.
Value wise.
You're talking of floor price.
No. See, there's a PMV declaration, present market value. Any product you want to export, bananas or plastic bottles or telephones or projector. So you have to declare in shipping bill what is present market value and your declared value. Present market value could be 100 rupees and you are exporting at 5 rupees. Why? So your customer may ask questions to you. 5 minutes.
बट कोई ऐसा मतलब बेसलाइन नहीं है, क्वांटिटी और रेट को लेके कोई भी बेसलाइन नहीं है.
So, for want of benefits and execution, application, how to file the application, that is something called benefits and this thing. Pre-shipment and post-shipment. Pre-shipment is before export you have to carry out few things and after export you have to carry out few things. Before export you have to carry out various registrations. Registration with income tax, registration with bank, registration with customs, registration with DGFT, etc. You have to give bonds. Bonds means a kind of surety or security to the government. You want incentive beforehand. So government will ask you, suppose you come to me as a customs or DGFT, sir, we want incentive. I say I will give it to you because you have right, legal right to ask for. But what is the guarantee that you will, after getting this incentive, you will use it for making finished goods for exports? You give me the guarantee, give me the bond, give me undertaking. File an affidavit, bonds, so before exports. Then physical movement of the goods, raw material, capital good, consumables you have to purchase, so there is a physical movement takes place. For physical movement you need to look into the logistics arrangement, supply chain process. Shipping and insurance, shipping is part of logistics, insurance is each and every activity, friends, when we carry out in life, risk associates. So we are going to spend time, risk management. Insurance, what are types of insurance? What is IRDA? What is Class A, Class B, Class C? Many agents are not aware of this. We am underwriter of IRDA. So we will guide you how to, what is Class A, Class B, Class C kind of insurance policies. Class A is high risk, Class C is the minimal risk. You see, invariably industries are taking the insurance policies without valuer. What they do? Profit loss account and balance sheet they give it to the agent. They say, sir, ये हमारा P&L balance sheet है, ये देख लीजिए और इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी दे दीजिए, आपका प्रीमियम क्या बताइए, कोटेशन दीजिए. So agent is also not aware, he will look at the gross block. You understand gross block? Gross block पता है? नहीं? नहीं? Gross block माने when you are running a business, you have to prepare a profit loss account and balance sheet. Balance sheet is all about the assets and liabilities. And profit loss account is with respect to what is your revenue and expenditure, correct? So look at the balance sheet where assets and liabilities are there. Asset means physical assets, could be land, could be building, could be plant, could be equipment, etc. So the complete list, what are the assets you have, when you have bought these assets, at what rate and what is today's value of that, adding or considering the correct depreciation. That is your gross block statement, net block statement. So the agent will look at the gross block and they will see the today's value of your plant and machinery is 100 crores. So policy we will give you for 100 crores. No, this is not the right method. As a valuer we know we have to do the valuation called depreciated replacement cost, DRC. Yeah. Balance sheet talks about, and balance sheet is made because as per the Income Tax Act. We have to look at the Company Act also. We have to look at the useful life in Schedule 2 as per Company Act. Schedule 2, 2013. You are registered valuers, right? You know, 2013 you have to look at the Schedule 2. Yes, yes. A laptop is used for IT industry, laptop is also used for textile industry, but usage is different. Depreciation would be different, rate would be different, useful life would be different. So a depreciated replacement cost has to be find out and then accordingly the valuation has to be done. So valuation for insurance purpose is different. It is not only the take the gross block and that is the value for insurance premium computation. No, it's not like that. So those activities needs to be looked into, and that is why risk associated with each and every activity, right insurance policies must.
Gross block means total asset.
Asset list.
Depreciated to money.
Then there is something called post-shipment activity. The rewards are there, which is called post-shipment activity, right? Then the confirmation from the buyer will be there. You have exported the finished goods to him. He has received the goods. Custom clearance has done. He has received the goods. Yes, confirm Vaibhav Nagarkar. Thank you so much. We received your goods. Thank you so much. It is in line with the order. Yeah. Then you demand for the money. So money will be credited in your account, current account. And when the money is credited, you can go to the government, DGFT, saying that, sir, now export has been done successfully. It is not only movement of the goods, but money has also received. Now give me rewards. So department will give you rewards, 1% of value, 2% of value, 5% of value, depending upon the scheme you select. So when the government gives you benefit, it is realization of benefits, realization of rewards. So these rewards you may get from the government. And then you have to finally do the compliances, that is called statutory. You have to maintain the records related to various departments, whether it is customs, GST, RBI, income tax, ROC, that is register of companies, promotion councils, EPC, export promotion councils, other government departments, pharmaceutical. So depending upon the product you are into. So various departments have their own rules and regulations. So you have to fulfill the conditions or fulfill the rules as per the requirement. So friends, this is just a summary of what has been talked about. Few things which has been not talked about, the agenda list it is there, like shipping and valuation and kind of. Yeah. So this first session was to give you the brief, quick brief about the whole journey. Part of the journey already we have completed. Part is balance, that we will complete in this 2-3 days time. Yeah. But during this 2-3 days time, whatever we have learned so far, if you have still doubts, open session is available. So we can discuss those points in the open session. Precisely maintain for during the open session that concepts not understood. You can make a list today, tomorrow, and we can finish it off those points during the open session. If we start in between, then it will get collapsed, the complete schedule, right? So this is just to give you the brief what has been learned and what we are going to learn in this 2-3 days time. Okay.